Hey everybody, welcome back. As promised, I'm going to show you how to make this cute little ATC box. Just the plain box, and you can figure out how to decorate it yourself. So you can see here is the measurement. For the box part, you need one piece for the bottom that is measures 4 by 3. Two pieces that measure 4 by 2 1/4, those are the long sides. Two pieces that measure 3 by 2 1/4, that's the short side. For what I'm calling the base and the lid, I'm going to need one piece that is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. That would be the bottom of the box. One piece that's 4 3/4 by 2 3/8, which would be this side here. One piece that is 4 3/4 by 3 1/4, which would be the top, and then your flap will measure 4 3/4 by 1 inch wide. And now if you want to make this a regular ATC box, then you change the top measurement. You won't have the flap, you'll get rid of the flap. Change the top measurement to the same measurement as the bottom, so it would be 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So your cardstock for your box is going to measure 10 3/4 by 9 3/4, and your cardstock for your lid and your base is going to measure 12 by 6 3/4. Going to on the long side up here and across, the 10 3/4 side, and then 9 3/4 side running this way, and you're going to line up your piece bottom of your box this way, and then your short sides of your box get lined up this way, and your long sides of your box are lined up this way. Okay, when you line up your box, you want to have about 1/8 of an inch gap in between your pieces. Okay, so what you're going to do next is you're going to take some score tape, and I'm just using 1/8 inch score tape on these pieces. You're going to put some score tape all the way around the edges. I'm going to go ahead and fill all of this in with glue and place each piece where they need to be. So I will take the chipboard off, and I'll just show you with this one piece. The chipboard, what is that? I'll take the strips off of the score tape. I'm sure that my score tape is down good, so I'm having trouble. Take off the score tape, and then fill this all up with glue. Okay, and then I'm going to come back in and center this up. So we're going to do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to get everything lined up and down with the glue and the score tape, and I will be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Before I do this, I need to show you how to put your magnets in. What you're going to do is on one of the long sides of your box, which would be one of these, okay, you're going to measure down about 1/2 inch, okay, and then you're going to want to mark that, and then you're going to figure out what your center is, which is 2 inches. So you're going to come over 2 inches on here and do a little cross across, and your magnet is going to go dead center on that cross. So what I do is you're going to put your magnet on that little cross area. Make sure that we're in frame. Okay, so you can see me. So put your magnet on that little cross area and draw around it. Okay. In that center area. Well, mine's not quite that center. And then you're going to want to take your blade and very carefully, so you don't cut yourself, go around that circle, and don't go all the way through the chipboard. You're just going to go into a few layers of the chipboard, and then you want to lift those pieces out of there as far as you cut down. Okay, magnets in, and then the next thing you want to do is take a piece of your score tape just kind of put that over the top of it to hold it down, because you're going to be flipping this over and attaching it. And then you want to tape around the edges, get your glue in, peel the backing off the score tape. It'll be held down in place, and then you can flip it over and place it on your cardstock. Okay, so after you get all your pieces laid out, it should look like this. Flip your piece over and just kind of burnish everything down and make sure it's down well. All right, the next thing that we are going to do, we're going to trace around all of these little pieces. You can eyeball it if you want, but this is a nice kind of easy way to do it. If you just kind of trace around this way, you'll have your 3/4. Okay. And I'm just doing this in chalk pencil so you all can see it. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut these squares out like this. Okay. And you're going to have something that looks like this. All right. So now you're going to take your ruler and you can line this up. And on this Tim Holtz ruler, if you're using the clear ruler, you can see where the 1/8 inch mark is on this ruler. And you're going to want to leave about 1/8 of an inch hangover on these two corners here. And then you're just going to take your razor knife, hold your ruler down well, and you're going to cut like that. And you're going to do that all the way around. Oh, that moved a little bit. Yeah, make sure you hold your ruler down really well. And actually, after you do that, after you do your corners, take your scissors and you're going to want to cut almost to the corner. You don't want the paper to rip when you fold it, so you want to get it pretty close. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, that's to the corners of the chipboard, okay? And so all your corners are done. And then you're going to go back in with your score tape, and we are going to tape our edges. You can see that. All the way around. And then you're going to fold these like you would a mini album cover. And we're going to take our glue here and put it around our edges. And you're going to lift your score tape up. I hope I'm in frame here. And press that down. Okay. And I'm going to show you on this one side, and then so you get the idea, but you're going to do this all the way around. And then you're going to come in like you would on your mini album cover, and you're going to squash your corners in so you have a nice clean edge. So later when these get folded, your edges of your box look good. So you're going to squash your edges in and down, if you can see that. Okay, and you're just going to do these edges for right now. So I will be right back. Okay. So now we've got our edges folded over. Okay, and get everything kind of burnished. Make sure everything's kind of burnished down and that your glue's not hanging out. And then you're going to want to make some strips. You want 2 strips. They're all going to be 1 inch wide. And you're going to want 2 strips that are 3 inches long and 2 strips that are 4 inches long. And you want them scored right down the center at a 1/2 inch. Okay. These little strips are going to go here to cover up the mess, and then you can put your powder paper over it later. So you just want to cover these in glue. Any which way. And you want to get these stuck in there so your score line is where your 1/8 of an inch gap is. And we're going to do this on each one. And they can totally be overlapping. That's totally fine. Okay, now you can just kind of start working these into place. They're going to move, but you want to get them down inside that crease. Okay. I've got my glue all the way to the edge. All right, there you go. Where is it? Take a little piece of your score tape. I gotta make sure you can see this. Yeah, okay, so take a little piece of score tape and put it in the center of the flap. Okay, glue your sides down on your short side. Okay, on the piece that you put your score tape on, put a little glue here. Take the backing off your tape. And then as you fold this up, line it up and make sure that it's all square. You don't want like the top to be higher or the one side to be higher than the other side. So you just kind of line it up, make sure it's square, and then fold your flap over. Okay, so it looks like that. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing all the way around. You want a smaller piece of score tape. I put a smaller piece of score tape in the center because you don't want to see it sticking up the top here, because this is your nice finished edge. More glue. Fold that up. Make sure again that everything's square and lined up. And then bend your flap over. And you can see here we have the makings of a box. And then where you could put your score tape, probably would have been better for me to put my score tape pieces all the way around first. And do my other flap and glue my other flap together. Okay. All right, and there we have our box. I'm going to check this video and see how long it is, and come back with the base part and the lid. That may be